We gotta show them the correct angle.
So, you want me to just go ahead and tell you what to do?
Is it like this?
Nope. You're getting close.
This?
No, not that. You had it right before. No. Go back up the other way. Like something like that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, this effing bullshit took forever when I first played through this case on the DS. I could probably change my avatar, huh?
What, you gonna change your avatar? Why?
Unless you still want the dinosaur.
I mean, it's up to you.
How do I change my user profile? There we go. Sure, do I have it on my computer? Yes, I do. Change it back to normal.
The normal one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yo, it's B-tean here and how's it been doing today? Fantastic, we're back here again with another episode of the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Shiznits with Patchy.
I slipped on my way to a house today. They wanted pizza, so I picked up their pizza, and it was muddy on the curb that I parked at. So when I got out and closed the door to my car, I slid on my side, but the pizzas were okay. They fell on the grass, unopened.
You mean you got curb stomped?
I don't know about stomped. It was more like a flat curve, not like the huge, not the tall curbs. Anyways, sup? Hey yo, it's PatchyEcho.
We're here for Trial Former on the final day.
Yeah. We're getting close to the finale, B-tean. What the hell?
I know. Where has time gone?
And I'm yawning. February 25th, 9:47 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 2, not to be confused with Brew.
This is the defendant
Like
lobby,
coffee.
alright, but there's no defendant. We're trying to reach Lana all morning. Where could she be? Where's Emma, for that matter? It almost seems as if...
Something's been happening behind the scenes.
Edgeworth!
Knowing you, you've already figured it out. To the owner of the 7777777 ID number, that is. That is.
Well, I have a pretty strong hunch. Looks like I'm not the only one who figured it out.
You know, the only reason this trial didn't reach a verdict yesterday is because there was still room for doubt regarding this ID record. If that number does belong to whom you suspect, then no doubt will remain. After all, he hasn't been officially charged with anything.
True. Not yet.
In any event, once all doubt has been removed from that list, I can call for a ruling. 5 minutes, Wright, and Chief Prosecutor Sky will be found guilty.
Objection! She didn't do it.
I figured you'd say as much. That's why I came here, to hear what you have to say.
This is the first time he's ever done something like this. Lana's hiding something, and the only way we'll ever know the truth is to draw it out of her.
The truth.
Everything goes back to the SL9 incident.
Don't be stupid. Today's the last day of the trial. We don't have time to reminisce about the past.
It depends on you.
Depends on you shutting the fuck up.
If she's found guilty, you'll lose your only chance to find out what really happened.
I'll think about it. You in court, right?
I like how that's pretty much just like a slap across the face, like you better think about it. This is it.
Edward doesn't take shit.
I know.
Well, kind of. On the first day, he kind of
Yeah.
Goron Gan's kind of like, fuck
Fish, please
you.
get on track. Yeah. If I'm ever going to find out what Goran Gans has on her, it's now.
February 25th, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 9. German word, rabble. German word for no. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Normally, this is when the prosecution puts forth its opening statement. But before that, the police chief has a proposal to make.
Dang it. Goran Gan.
Good morning, folks. How's everyone doing? Hey, Udgy. Been back to the pool yet? I messed up your voice. No, I've been drowning enough as it is in my work. Oh, that's a good one. Don't think I can top that. If you don't mind me asking, Chief, exactly what is this proposal of yours? Edgeworth, will you marry me? Lana, that is to say, the defendant, has asked me if she could speak directly to the court.
She wants to do what?
Having heard what she intends to say, I feel she should be granted her request. In the end, it should save everyone a lot of time and trouble.
Oh no.
What's this all about, defendant? I'd just like to make one simple request and I'll be finished. Well then, what's your request?
Death penalty.
Your Honor, I'd like to put an immediate end to this trial.
Huh?
I confess to all charges against me. On February 21st of this year, I murdered Detective Bruce Goodman.
I keep forgetting that that's what started this.
The murder of the detective.
I keep forgetting that. Like, there's...
In the underground parking lot of the prosecutor's office.
No, Lana. I still feel like we're just investigating SL9, not this. You can't. Your Honor, the defendant's claim does not charge the defense's plea.
In that case, Mr. Wright, I no longer require your services.
But Lana.
Your Honor, I hereby forfeit my right to an attorney. The prosecution may lack direct evidence against me, but it has sufficiently proven its case through testimony and circumstantial evidence. I would like you to render your verdict now, if you please. Well, the defendant certainly has the right to self-representation. Her request is legally valid, although this is an unprecedented situation. Indeed, it appears there's no further need to continue this trial.
Welcome to the finale.
Yep, you'll see part 2 on Thursday, guys. Anyways, see you then. Even if Mr. Wright may feel otherwise. Well, Mr. Wright said no, so we gotta
This can't be
continue.
happening.
It appears the time for the verdict has arrived. The court finds the defendant, Lana Sky,
I
absolutely.
knew it.
One moment, Your Honor. Mr. Edgeworth, I was about to... The prosecution has not yet proven the defendant guilty beyond reasonable doubt.
What were you gonna do?
Oh, the judge was gonna go on a rant. Any ruling at this stage would certainly be premature. Come now, Worthy. I understand that my battery is running low and I might want to plug in my PC. So why don't you just be a good little boy and keep your mouth shut,
I don't think I care for your tone, Chief Gant. Oh, wow. I totally disregarded his English accent there. What? What? Created another fabrication to cover up your past mistakes. Sorry, but I'm no longer the naive little boy you would have me be. With this sudden confession from the defendant, it's obvious to me some kind of deal was struck behind the scenes. Some kind of deal, hmm? Not everyone operates as you do, Worthy. I thought so. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to change its first witness. Oh, to whom? As its first witness, the prosecution would like to call Miss Emma Skye.
Yes.
I request the court hears her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, I am exercising my right to self-representation. I don't think we need to continue this. I don't care what you think, Miss Skye. Shove it. The exposure of truth sometimes results in tragedy. However, no matter how tragic the truth may be, it would be an even greater tragedy to avert one's eyes from it.
Damn.
Very well, the court shall grant the prosecution's request. That's okay with you, right, Chief Gant? Goron Gant. Worthy, you'll live to regret this. Mark my words.
He's such a villain.
Miss Emma Skye, please take the stand.
Looks like Edgeworth has the time to take the horse by the reins.
Now then, witness, state your name and occupation, please. My name is Emma. Emma Skye. My occupation? I'm Lana's little sister, and I want to be a scientific investigator. 2 years ago, you encountered the serial killer Joe Dark of the Joe Dark killing. Is this correct? Yes. I'm trying my hardest to forget about that, though. I'm sorry. But I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to recall those events one more time. Mr. Edgeworth, please remember this trial concerns the murder of Detective Goodman. The hell? Is an incident that was resolved 2 years ago really all that relevant? Yes, it most certainly is. Ellipses. Well, okay then.
You sure gave it fast.
Now, please testify about what happened to you 2 years ago. Zip.
The trip to yesteryear has finally begun. It's bound to lead to the truth behind this trial.
You're bound to lead a Patchy sneezing.
Yay, Patchy sneezing.
2 years ago. I was waiting in my sister's office that day. A man came running in and took me hostage. Neil Marshall rescued me, but I'll never forget what I saw in that instant. The man raised up his knife and stabbed Mr. Marshall in the chest. It's a good thing you weren't harmed. I passed out. I don't remember much. That's understandable. However, please tell me, Mr. Edgeworth. What in the living hell does this testimony have to do with Detective Goodman's murder? That will soon become apparent, Your Honor.
You've got to admire him for his courage, considering he has no evidence.
Very well, the defense may begin its cross-examination.
Press everything.
So, really, that's what the walkthrough wants you to do, but I just pressed the fourth statement. Because I tested this house before.
Can you tell us about that?
Mr. Marshall jumped on Dark. Just then, the lights went out. Mr. Marshall did what?
You wrote him.
The lights. Apparently. It's just about this time of year. There was a terrible storm going on and lightning struck nearby.
So the electricity went out.
Wait a minute. If it was pitch dark in that room, you shouldn't have been able to see anything, right? Right, but just then lightning flashed again outside. That sudden flash left an unforgettable image of the scene in my mind. I see. I told the detective about what I saw then.
The detective?
Yes, Detective Goodman. He was in charge of the case.
Hear more.
Yep.
So you spoke with Detective Goodman about this 2 years ago.
Yes, that's what's so scary about this trial. And you told Detective Goodman about what you saw. Yes, but at the time the words just wouldn't come out. That's why I drew a picture.
A picture? Yes, I think she mentioned that before.
Well, Mr. Wright, have you heard enough?
Ask about the picture. This picture, the witness drew, I believe it has a very important meaning.
But the list of evidence I was given 2 years ago didn't contain a picture. Witness, would you mind if we added the statement to your testimony? Yes, Your Honor.
She does mind.
I drew a picture of that scene once, but it seems to have been lost. You can do things.
It's this one, right?
Yeah.
Mr. Edgeworth, this little girl put all her heart into drawing that picture. And yet, you would insist on denying its existence.
Hey, I'm not the bad guy. All I'm saying is that as the prosecutor for that case, I wasn't handed such a picture.
That may well be, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Behold.
This is the evidence list for the SO9 incident.
Please send it over, Your Honor.
Turn it over. Turn it... Ah! What's this? What's this? Yes, what is that? Hey, that's it! That's the picture I drew!
She looks so proud.
Rabble, 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 rabble. Indeed, 2 men appear to be wrestling. What's the meaning of this? What are you doing with that list?
Me?
Only the prosecutor in charge should have access to that list. Huh? These lists, they're different from each other. What? It would appear, Mr. Edgeworth, that the evidence list you were handed 2 years ago was incomplete. These 2 lists fit together to form one. You can see the marks here where they were torn apart from each other.
So you see, Mr. Edgeworth, it's quite obvious what happened. A few years ago, only half of the evidence in that case ever reached you.
What? What? Rabble, 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 rabble. What's the English accent? What? What? No, I can't do it. Order, order!
Just go ask, like, Luke or Pat or just one of them.
Yeah, exactly. We need to get Luke to say all these lines on stream.
Yes, please.
$1 for each line for Edgeworth. But Miss Sky, why did you draw your picture on the back of such an important list? Because that's what Detective Goodman handed me in the questioning room, Your Honor.
Wait a minute.
Wait. Oh, that's you.
If this list was torn in half, then that means... Your Honor.
Are you alright, Mr. Wright? Your eyes are bulging from your head.
If the evidence list was torn in half, then there might be more of the drawing on the back of Mr. Edgeworth's list.
Yes, that's quite conceivable, Mr. Edgeworth. It's possible. Let's see. Is something wrong?
You even have to ask? It's just moaning in the lobby.
Sorry, Your Honor. There is indeed something drawn on the back of my list. It's that thing.
I knew it was evil.
That's that thing. That thing that was dancing in the evidence room. Clearly, this act of vandalism is the work of a certain chief of detectives.
I guess he was out of scrap paper.
Evidence list. Restored and updated on the court record. Very well. Witness. Will you please testify about this picture you drew 2 years ago? Huh? Oh, yes, sir, Your Honor.
What's wrong with Emma? She seemed to be thinking about something when she was looking at the picture. Okay.
This is the picture I drew 2 years ago. The flash of lightning was so bright, all I could see were shadows. After that, I must have fainted. This picture shows exactly what I saw in that instant. To think a flash of lightning could burn such an image in your mind.
Thanks to that, though, she was able to show us exactly what she saw.
Well, I don't see any contradictions here. This clearly shows Joe Dark about to murder prosecutor Neil Marshall. The defense may now begin its cross-examination. It says to press everything again, but humor me and present at statement 4. Okay, so look at the picture. Oh, okay, just press. That's fine.
Sorry for asking so many times, but are you sure you drew exactly what you saw?
Of course! This is the exact scene!
It wasn't influenced in any way from your talk to the detective.
Are you insinuating we somehow manipulated her memory, Mr. Wright?
You're a prosecutor, not a detective. Sit down, boy. No, of course not. I better watch out, or he might find some way to cut my salary.
I drew this picture before I heard anything from the detectives. So I don't think anyone's story would have influenced me. Mr. Wright? Is there something that's bothering you about this picture?
Huh? Oh, well... That's strange. She claims this is exactly the scene that was imprinted in her mind. And yet... there's clearly a contradiction here. Okay. Do I have to press everything now?
No, it's the 4th statement. You present something.
Oh.
No, not that.
This one.
There you go. Yeah.
What do I present?
It says the autopsy report.
Oh, wait.
Oh no, Neil's autopsy report.
Yeah.
Because a knife tip was in the wound. Also stabbed in the back.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this picture the witness drew contains a blatant contradiction.
What? But I still remember it just like it was yesterday.
You may remember what you saw, but then you'd passed out and something else happened.
Mr. Wright? Perhaps it would be faster if you simply pointed out this contradiction for us. What part of this picture contradicts the autopsy report?
This?
But why, though?
The contradiction, of course, lies here, because of the blade tip. Take a look at the knife the man is holding. If you look closely, you can see its tip is broken.
Even I don't have to look closely to see that, Mr. Wright. But Mr. Wright, look at the evidence. See the murder weapon? Its tip is broken too. If I recall, the tip of the knife was found broken off in the victim's body. It was a conclusive piece of evidence that proved Joe Dark was the murderer.
I'm afraid it's not so simple, Emma.
And where, see a problem?
Edward can't talk today. He's having an off day. It's obvious, really. The victim suffered a single stab wound to the back. If the victim was only stabbed once, then the murder weapon should not yet be broken.
Ah, what's the meaning of this? Perhaps the knife was broken beforehand.
Sorry, but I'm afraid that's not possible. The tip of the knife was found inside the victim's body. If it was broken beforehand, it couldn't possibly wind up there.
That's right, but what does this mean? The tip of the knife was undeniably discovered within the victim's body. The only possible explanation is the witness's memory is mistaken.
That's why I asked her so many times that she was sure she remembered correctly. I believe you were annoyed at the time, but she was so sure she remembered correctly.
But there's no other way to explain this inconsistency.
Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworthy. There is another explanation. Have you forgotten already? About a little something called falsified evidence.
You're treading on thin ice, right?
All I'm saying is that this broken knife tip might be the piece of evidence that was forged. You can't deny the possibility.
No. Ugh. Rabble. Order. Everybody shut up. Are you saying the investigation really was corrupted?
Your Honor, please allow me to once again go over the events that took place the day of the murder. The police department and prosecutor's office were holding a ceremony that day. After receiving the King of Prosecutors Award at the ceremony, Neil Marshall questioned Joe Dark along with Damon Gant. During its questioning, Joe Dark fled the room. Prosecutor Marshall chased after him and was killed by Dark. It is my belief that somewhere in this story, there is a lie.
I'm not lying. The man really was holding up a broken knife. If that's true, then there's no other way around it. This could not have been the actual murder weapon. There must have been another broken knife. What are the chances of there being two broken knives?
He's British now.
Oh, did he have a Brit? Whoops, my bad.
Another broken knife besides Joe Dark's. Could there have been one? Is
Yes.
There is another?
Yes.
Yes, I'm pretty sure we do. If a witness is adamant of the accuracy of what she saw, do we even have like another knife in here?
You skipped it.
What? Is it this?
No.
Oh, it's this.
When it showed up, you were like, "Oh, that's suspicious. It's different." Blah 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 blah. blah. It's the photo.
Photo? Oh yeah! The knife is missing. Yeah, that's right. It can't just be explained anyway by simple observation error.
We
Yeah.
both got mess ups today.
Language is
Mr.
not my
Wright.
language.
It's not.
In that instance, Emma really did see a broken knife.
I assume then that you have some information about this other broken knife. If so, please feel free to enlighten us.
The murder weapon was already broken prior to the murder. There's only one way. Take a look at this. Here's a real murder weapon. Do I do this or the shield?
You do that.
Okay. The answer lies in the past. 2 years ago in the past. Right here inside this picture. This is a picture of the award ceremony.
What? No, I thought that was your line too. This is a picture of the awards ceremony. Ah! What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? It's the broken murder weapon.
Notice the award Prosecutor Marshall is holding.
That's broken knife.
As we earlier concluded, the knife in the drawing was not Joe Dark's knife. That being the case, the knife the witness saw was in all likelihood from this award.
Shut up! Everybody shut up.
Neil Marshall was awarded the King of Prosecutors Award that day. As warned, he was given this broken shield and knife. When he chased after Joe Dark, he pulled out this knife. Being a prosecutor, he did not carry a pistol. This broken knife was the only weapon he had in this dangerous situation.
But that can't be.
Oh,
That can't be.
and why not, Mr. Edge?
Because of the King of Prosecutors Award knife was the murder weapon, then the murder and the victim would be reversed.
What do you mean?
I mean, this man raising a knife would have been Prosecutor Neil Marshall.
Oh. Oh.
Rabble. But the prosecutor was the one who actually died.
That's true. What is going on here?
It seems Mr. Wright has been a bit too eager to jump to conclusions. Wait! I remember now. I remember everything.
Good, child. Good.
Witness? Mr. Edgeworth! What is it? Could you show me your evidence list again, please? His list, the one with that picture scribbled on the back. I knew it. This picture. I'm the one who drew it. What? What?
You drew that?
That's right. The list wasn't torn in half at the time I drew this picture. All this time I've been trying so hard to forget. I must have locked this part away deep inside me. Perhaps it would be best if we added this to the witness's testimony.
Haha.
Would you please tell us what you've recalled, Miss Skye? Yes, Your Honor.
There's the knife mix-up, and now the blue badger? This should be interesting.
Okay, humor me and press statement 4 and 5.
You gotta read it first.
Oh, well, rip. I thought it was cross-examining time. When I saw that man raise his knife, I panicked and rushed toward both of them. I think I knocked away the man with the knife. Just then there was another flash of lightning, and that's when I saw the blue badger. He wasn't in the room, but I'm sure I saw his shadow.
Okay.
This is certainly most unusual. Try impossible. The chief of detectives hadn't even designed him until this year.
That would mean he didn't even exist 2 years ago.
Yes, well, the defense may... Stop! Please! Don't pursue this any further!
Lana, shut up.
What's the meaning of this? Please remain seated in the defendant's chair. But you can't do this! I've already confessed to the crime. Why can't you just leave it at that?
Because you're innocent.
Chief Prosecutor Sky. Chief Prosecutor Sky. We've already come this far. It's too late to turn back.
Damn. He's just putting her in
Silence! Silence! The defense will now begin its cross-examination.
It was Gant.
Bailiff, please detain the defendant.
Seems we're finally getting to the core of the matter.
Statement 4 and 5. Actually, just do statement 5 and see what we get.
Press, right?
Yes.
His shadow. So you mean you didn't actually see his face with its winning smile and all?
That's right, but I still remember it. He had 3 creepy horns. This is pointless. That thing couldn't have possibly existed 2 years ago. The witness must be mistaken.
That may well be. But what's important is what caused her to think she saw what she did.
Oh, and I suppose you have an explanation.
If
If so, then by all means, please tell us what the shadow really was.
what was it that Emma saw when that lightning flashed? Who is this Blue Badger really? I just might know. Blue Badger hadn't even been dreamt of when Emma drew that picture. Yet she was certain she saw its shadow. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the defendant's belief that on that fateful day 2 years ago, there indeed was something that looked similar to the Blue Badger. Something now that is sitting in this very room.
Mr. Wright! In this room. Very well, Mr. Wright. What is it that the witness saw in that instant? Please show us this mysterious Blue Badger look-alike.
This.
Nope. Because that, remember, it didn't exist, you goon.
This?
Yep.
Oh, no, I don't want to expect it. No, I want to be... Objection! The mysterious Blue Badger was, in fact, this.
But that's... what exactly is that?
I believe it's some sort of jar?
But Mr. Wright, that doesn't look anything like the Blue Badger.
Indeed, it doesn't. As it stands now, it's just a plain jar. However, what if we were to change our viewpoint?
Our viewpoint.
We're gonna show them the correct angle.
So... you want me to just go ahead and tell you what to do?
Is it like this?
Nope. You're getting close.
This?
No, not that. You had it right before. No, go back up the other way. Like, something like that, yeah. Okay, yeah, no, this effing bullshit took forever when I first played through this case on the DS.
Yeah. Okay, I gotta show them the correct
Since you tried it, I'm going to send you directions and what it's supposed to look like.
Okay.
Keep going, keep going. If you have your Discord open.
Oh, I can't check Discord or else it'll screw with that. So I'm going on my phone.
Oh,
Look at this.
okay. Oh yeah, check on your phone.
Yeah. So it's gonna take a moment.
Yeah. Yeah, no, to those viewing, this part on the DS and then replaying it again,
It was fun.
It's stupid. But I get what they were trying to do.
Okay, I see. Like something like this. Yeah, there we go.
There we go. Okay, awesome. Because no, I was like, should I let him do it or no? Because we need to keep we have 2 parts, people. 2 parts.
Well, I almost had it the first time. Well,
You did. You almost had it, so I'm
it's a miracle.
proud of you.
No one could possibly deny that some jars are resemblance to the blue badger.
No, it can't be. Rabble,
Yeah.
rabble, 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 rabble. Shut up. Shut up. The fence has proven its claim.
Yeah.
The mysterious blue badger, witnessed on the day of the crime, was actually this. Although we all enjoyed Mr. Wright's dramatic performance, one question remains. What's your point?
I'm sorry, I'm not hard for you right now. I can't really show you my point. What do you
Stupid.
mean?
So that badger thing was actually just a jar. That doesn't change anything.
I'm afraid that's where you're wrong, Mr. Edward. You see, this changes everything.
Indeed. Very well then, please tell us. What's different now that we know the witness saw this jar?
And then the murderer?
Nope.
The location.
Yep.
Okay. Allow me to take these in turn. At the moment of the murder, the witness saw this jar.
The very specific angle, I might add, Mr. Wright.
Yes, well, knowing this, where could she have seen this jar? The location of this jar is shown in the picture taken on the day of the crime. It is on a shelf in the office of Dame Gant.
The body was found lying near Lana Sky's desk. The witness testified so herself.
Yes, and it is these 2 facts that reveal what actually transpired. You see, the struggle between Dark and Marshall did not take place in Lana Sky's office. It happened on the other side of the room in Chief Gant's office.
Are you implying the murderer moved the victim's body from Damon Gant's office to Lana Sky's office?
Yes.
Why would he do that? There's no reason.
Well, it would frame him as well a little bit. Exactly.
Hmm.
If there wasn't a reason, he wouldn't have gone through the trouble. The only logical conclusion is that there was a reason.
Do you know what that reason was, Mr. Wright?
I finally figured it out. So this is why Lana tried to stop the trial. It's too late to quit now, though. Please recall the witness's testimony. She said she knocked away the man who was holding the knife. In the next instant, the jar was hit and flew through the air. Now tell me, what could have sent the jar flying?
That would have to have been the impact the man made when he was knocked into the wall.
Ladies and gentlemen, if I may draw your attention to this picture once more.
Ooh.
If the man was knocked in the direction of the shelf of the jar was sitting on, what would he have hit?
The suit of armor, holding a very sharp and dangerous looking sword.
Yes. And since the man man who was knocked into the armor was carrying a broken knife, it would have had to have been Neil Marshall wielding the King of Prosecutor's trophy.
No, Mr. Wright. You can't be thinking.
Yes. There's another possibility of what actually transpired in that room.
Another possibility.
Of course, the perpetrator would have had no idea, but nevertheless. I don't know if I can go through with this.
Mr. Wright, what's the matter? If events took place as the defense theorizes, then the outcome is obvious. In that moment, assuming the man Emma Skye knocked away was actually Prosecutor Neil Marshall,
She murdered someone. A 14-year-old murdered a grown man.
you mean Mr. Marshall died because of me?
Yes, soak it all in. You're a murderer.
No! Oh, she passed out.
Oh, she died from a heart attack. No, she's too young for this.
I never imagined her testimony would lead to this. So was the witness who took the victim's life, and then proved so with her own testimony.
Damn, that is tragic.
This is unprecedented. Rabble, 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 rabble. What? What are you saying?
I'm sorry, Miss Skye, but given the circumstances...
Joe Dark murdered Prosecutor Marshall. How can you think it was Emma? How dare you try to pin the crime on her? Imagine that coming from you. If you recall, it was you who admitted to forging evidence 2 years ago. The reason you moved Prosecutor Marshall's body was to keep anyone else from finding out about what Emma did, wasn't it? I assure you, Mr. Edgeworth, I have no idea what you're talking about.
It was not her who moved it, but someone else. And then used that to blackmail her for today.
If you hope to have anyone believe your insane allegations, I'm afraid you're going to have proof. Tell me, do you have any conclusive evidence that proves my sister killed Neil Marshall?
Evidence?
I'm willing to bet you don't. Yes, it certainly would be difficult to prove this with evidence. If we don't have evidence, then we'll have to rely on testimony. I'm afraid that won't work in this case. Both parties involved in the incident are dead.
You certainly can't get dead people to testify.
Well, I mean Maya, but she's not here right now.
Yeah, but like we and Mia can like talk to her really, and like we can't really talk about to her. She just talks to us. So it's like, yeah.
Yeah.
This has all been a wild goose chase from the beginning.
We're almost done, by the way,
Okay,
with this first part.
that's good. That's good.
Yeah. Touche, Miss Skye. Of course, that only leaves us with one possibility.
You mean there's still another possibility?
What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? I mean the possibility that the victim has left us a message. For better or for worse, Mr. Marshall did not die instantly. He may have left behind the name of the person who took his life. In one manner or another. That's impossible.
Oh, damn it. Damn it, no, we have evidence
Well,
for
Mr.
that.
Wright, this is the only possibility left to you. A message from the deceased. Does such a message exist?
Got to think back to the court record. No murder's name with the victim may have left behind is in the evidence. Message from the deceased. It's already in our possession.
Mr. Wright! Will you stop at nothing to prove my sister a murderer?
I tried to prove that you're not a murderer. Shut up, lady. She's not my client. You are.
Do not be mistaken, Miss Sky. Our purpose is not to accuse Emma of any crime. There is only one thing we seek. The truth. No matter how painful it may be. That wasn't even English, but it's fine. Now then, Mr. Wright. Please show us the piece of evidence that conveys a message from the deceased. Oh, nope. Not yet.
Well, the bar went away, so I'm right. This is the message from the deceased.
Right. Now then, this is the message from the judge.
Oh. Oh, I guess that wasn't right. It could be written in form.
You better be careful, you might wind up deceased yourself. Let's try this again. Now then, Mr. Wright, please show us the piece of evidence that conveys a message from the deceased. It's your favorite.
What is
Yeah. No, the vase.
the vase?
Yeah.
This is the message left by the deceased.
This is that blue badger from before, right? Oh, is he just going to speak the killer's name? If that thing could, I'm sure it would.
Looks like everyone's drawn that this is just a jar. A message was left here on the surface of this jar.
What do you mean?
If you look closely, you'll see a faint trail of blood on this jar.
Looks like someone wiped the blood away. Wow, okay, Judge Edgeworth.
Yes, but notice, for some reason, the blood on some of the fragments was not wiped away. There is a line there drawn in blood.
So what you're saying is these dots were once lines.
Prosecutor Marshall did not die instantly. He used a few precious moments left to him to leave behind a message.
One that someone apparently wiped away. But blood must have seeped into the jar where the lines changed directions.
Precisely so. All you need to do is connect these points. And the victim's name, message will be apparent.
No!
Lana, sit your buttocks down.
Mr. Wright. What kind of message did the victim leave for us?
Your Honor, I believe these stains will reveal the answer to us. There's only one thing we would have written in this circumstance. The murderer's name. Wait. Oh, wait, what?
Yay, connect the dots. This is fun.
And is there any way to like connect these ones over?
I don't believe so.
Okay. It's a defense attorney's duty to prove their client's innocence. That's why all I've been thinking about is saving Lana. After all my efforts, I never thought it would turn out like this. Emma!
So this is the final message Prosecutor Marshall left behind.
I'll be back in a moment.
Okay.
Alright, and I'm back.
Yay, he's back.
Ha 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 ha, we found the murderer.
Of
Why am I-
all people. She may not have meant it, but in the end, the one who took the victim's life.
Was Emma Sky. Yay!
Seaworthy, can't say I didn't warn you. Chief Gant? Goron Gant, I mean. Do you understand the implications of what you've done? You're not even English, stop. What? What are you talking about? 2 years ago, Joe Dark was sentenced to death. He was convicted because of his final murder. I believe you were the prosecutor in the case, were you not? Yes, Worthy. Because of you, an innocent man was sentenced to death.
Not true. You guys fucked with the evidence.
Not only that, but you used forged evidence to ensure his conviction.
But Joe Dark really was a serial murder. That's undeniable.
I'm afraid that's not important. Didn't you know we aren't defenders of justice?
What?
We're merely keepers of the law. Sentencing a man to death is no light matter. Even if there wasn't any cover-up or evidence forgery. Ultimately, the responsibility falls on the prosecutor in charge. Despite what anyone may say, this fact cannot be denied.
Go to hell, man. Like,
Rabble,
you're
rabble,
Goron,
rabble,
go
rabble,
back to the
rabble.
volcano, jump in.
What's going on at the prosecutor's office? They might have sent an innocent man to his death. How can he just stand there like it wasn't his fault? Order, just shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
The owl's pounding fell on deaf ears, unable to settle the crowd that just declared a recess. Where this trial is headed, nobody knows. I feel like Phoenix has just been like a storyteller for like half this bit. Yay, save.
Woohoo! First part is done.
Yay.
Spread some love into the world with me, people. Patchy's making a comeback.
He says that, but
That's
he's actually
happening
lying.
soon. What?
Nothing. I didn't say anything.
In August. I don't know what time in August. Probably middle August.
Oh, you should do it on the 4th.
Why?
That's my birthday.
Oh. No, I want to celebrate your birthday.
Yeah. I'm probably gonna do like a nice long stream if I can on my birthday.
Nice. I'll have to stop by.
Yeah. You better.
Peace out from P-tean screen. P-tean screen? What the hell?
Wow. Apparently I'm part of a bathroom now.
Go ahead.
Peace out from B-tean screen. See you guys next time, and bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yay. On to the finale.
Thank you.